with the beloved Andrew McCutchen. We're trying to bring some luck to Kutch this spring. That's why he came to do the interview. He needs to change something up, he said. But Kutch, coming into spring, how do you find different ways to just make an impact and continue to do the things that you do in Pittsburgh that we love?
I don't need it yet. I'll just keep it. I'll hold it. Try and wait for it. When the season starts, when it counts. But it's crazy. Baseball's a funny game. But I don't know. I mean, I obviously have things that I need to work on and work through. That's the point of spring training. And anyone would be crazy to say it. They don't want to hit 500, and hit 10 homers in spring. But that doesn't always happen. So you got to fine-tune things if you have to. Spend time on the things that you need to spend time on, and just get ready for the next day.
You're somebody who sees the baseball maybe better than anybody in the major leagues. What's been your take on the ABS system so far this spring?
It's cool. I don't want to get too into it since we don't have it this year. So, for what it is, I mean, I guess it's cool. I haven't used it at all, but I'm not going to, just for the simple fact of it's not like it's coming this year, this season. If it was being implemented into the season, and then I probably have a few other words on it, but other than that, cool they have it in here, but also kind of weird that they have it in here because we're not using it.
Well, last season, Kutch, your 8th time as a Pirate, hitting 20 or more homers. You hit your 300th homer in Philly. What did you take away when you look back at your 2024 season and how you impacted this team at the plate?
It was nice to be able to showcase that, I could, still hit that many homers in a season. I was playing on 1.5 legs for a majority of the season and kind of grinding through injuries, nagging injuries, and but I was able to, only go on the IL once and battled and grinded through that, and just try to help in any way that I can. So I'm just trying to use that, what I was able to do for a period of time last year, and just take that into the season and just go from there. And that's the plan. It's just continuing to take it day by day and just help in any way that I can.
You get to pick the brains of new hitting coaches this year, and Daniel Vogelbach being around. And Coach Haig, did it ever occur to you that in your career that one day he'd be your hitting coach after playing together over a decade ago?
I mean, if you play long enough, that type of stuff happens. So I count it as a blessing that I'm able to play long enough to where now guys that I've played with in the past are now a part of the coaching staff. So, Haig has a good mind when it comes to hitting. It's not always just about mechanics. A lot of times it's mental and, grinding and working through things. I think he'll be a good fit here, and he's a good fit. So, obviously playing against Vogie for so many years, he was a guy who understands hitting. And so just to get their minds in on things and the input is always good for us, and just get different perspectives and outlooks on approach or whatever that it is that you're trying to deal with. So I'm sure I'll be talking to him tomorrow or even tonight, kind of working through some things, and show up the next day and, hopefully have some better luck.
Kutch, what are you most looking forward to heading into the season when it comes to all the changes around this team and the promise that it has, adding edge like Tommy Pham, Paul Skeens being the opening day starter? I mean, what are your expectations for this group of guys?
My expectation is just to win that day, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to look past or in the future. We've already seen the past couple of years what happens when April comes, and maybe get a little too ahead of ourselves, and maybe even the ones around us may get a little too ahead of themselves. We have a long season, and just go out the day, win that day, show up tomorrow, win that day. So I think if we can have that mental approach and do what we need to do, play small ball, do all the small things right. I failed on that today. My second at bat, got a guy on second with no outs. The intent was to get him over to third. But things like that you learn from, and, even me at my age, I'm still continuing to learn and continue trying to get better.
Kutch, I know you're somebody who's never going to really tell us when it's going to be your final year playing the game, but Do you ever find yourself just storing away these memories of every spring walking up to the plate, this place erupts, all the people that want to see you after the games, and even teammates that come here and say, oh, I can't believe I'm playing with Andrew McCutchen?
Yeah, I mean, I can't foresee the future. I'm not God, so only He knows. So I'm just going to continue just to keep taking it day by day, and, when that time is, that time is. But for the time being, I'm just going to focus and enjoy what I have now and what I have here, and and that's being here, being put on a uniform. Obviously, I know I'm not going to play for another 5-10 years, so it's just about perspective, looking at things from a different lens and enjoying myself as much as I can, like I try to do. So when I am done, I know I'm done, and so yeah, that's basically in a nutshell.